Hello, top of the, afternoon to you. Ferguson, say hello. Hey guys. Don't look so unimpressed. Okay. Well, he's shy. Happy Sunday, and hello. It snowed like crazy, I don't know, but now it's so beautiful and sunshiny out, and it's 40 degrees out. And thanks to one of the doctors that I work for, we have tickets to go see a hockey game. So that's why I'm making my movie now, because we're going to be back late because we're going to a hockey game. So yesterday, we did drive through the snow. It wasn't bad driving. We drove through the snow, and we went up north, just a little bit, to meet with our family and our couple, our possible couple. So they're on the fence, definitely. Can't remember. Yeah. So I said that they were on the fence, and they still are. We offered to meet part of its family, so we offered to meet with their family members if they'd like. I found out that our book has been shown. It was shown. So today's Sunday, so it's Friday. It was shown Friday, and it's supposed to be shown again this coming Wednesday. And it's going to keep being shown, and so we'll see. But it was great. So we met with the couple at 2, and our social worker had to leave partway through, and we were all just clicking so well that we ended up talking for 3.5 hours. And the only reason why we left was because it was snowing and getting dark, and we had an hour drive. So we drove home after. We had an hour drive, and it was still snowing, so we had to leave. But we would have kept talking, so that's good. So I think definitely when they make a decision, they'll make a really good decision, and they'll feel okay with it. Definitely, I went into it expecting that they'd probably end up parenting the child, and then I think they definitely are veering that way just because of things that they said. And Brennan's like, well, maybe it was just, he's like, let's focus on the positive. But I'm just planning on them veering that way. It seems like the only reason why they can't is because they have aspirations, and they both want to finish up school and follow their careers, and they just started their marriage, and they definitely seem like a family who is going to want to foster or adopt later on, which I think is great. And they seem like they really have a heart for that. And from just their personal experience, they really have a heart for that. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm praying that they are able to have what they need to parent, just because I think they'd really like to, and I think it'd be, I think they have a pretty good support system. It seems like we did not meet their child because he was at his grandma's, actually. Ended up going to stay with his grandma, but we saw pictures, and he is really cute, and yeah. So we did get quite a few of our questions answered. They were very talkative and wanted to talk about themselves and their life and their family and their dreams and aspirations. And it's kind of hard to keep them on track. We're trying to ask them questions and have questions answered. And they didn't really have too many questions for us. They just wanted to tell us about themselves, which is good. But we both had questions that we wanted answered, and so it was kind of hard, and they were both kind of talking at the same time sometimes, so it was kind of hard, but we definitely learned a lot about them, which is great. It was definitely a good first experience, probably a practice run, and it was a good practice run, and I think next, if we meet with another family, it'll be a lot less stressful, and it'll be nice to get some questions answered that we have, and it's not as bad or as hard as we thought it was going to be, and so it'll be nice going forward meeting people if we meet more families. It'll be nice really to already have one behind us, because now we kind of know what to expect. And I think the most worry was not that they wouldn't like us, but that we didn't know what to expect, like if it would be awkward or how the meeting would go. And it was really easy, and it was really nice. And I think we found out that it's easier for us to talk to people we don't know than we thought it was going to be. And the good thing is they were super, super talkative, so we really didn't need to say much. So that's how it went. We might meet with their parents or her father anyways, because that's one of the main reasons why they're on the fence about it, is they don't have support from family, not too much. So, so we offered to meet with family members if they'd like. But we'll see. We shall see what happens. I'm still praying that we get a call and we have to go to the hospital and our baby's there, and it's a little less complicated and a little less, I know that the family, so if we did go with this family, if they go with us, the grandfather would want to meet up a lot. So that's just one extra family member to meet up with, which we are fine with working with. But in having open adoption, we're definitely open to that, and we appreciate them wanting to have contact with the child and be able to answer questions as our child has questions. But the more children we get, the more open adoptions we have. If we foster all these extra family members and our families, like just being able to have boundaries and be able to make the best choices for our kids, and also be able to have their questions answered if they have any. It's a little scary to be like, oh yeah, sure, we'll meet up with you all the time, whenever. And I don't know. It's hard to tell my mom and Brandon's parents, like, oh, we'll meet up with you every 2 weeks or whatever. It's hard enough to see our family, and then to add on our child's birth family, and then another child's birth family, and then possibly foster children's birth families in the future. Just thinking about that, it's a little scary and overwhelming, and but it will work. We'll make it work. So that's where we are now. Our social worker is going to be trying to get back in touch with them this coming week to see how they feel after our meeting, and see where they're kind of headed. And then, as I said, our book's been shown 6 times now in the last 2 weeks, and then it's going to be shown again. It was shown Friday, and will be shown Wednesday. So we will maybe be picked by another family and maybe go with them. I know the person that they picked on, that she showed it to on Friday, she was further along in her pregnancy, so we might go with someone who's further along in their pregnancy, just because it might be a more sure adoption, and we don't want to be dragged along for 8-9 months and then just have them change their mind. So we'll have to pray about that, and we ask that if you are watching this and are a Christian and feel that you can add us to your prayer list, if you could pray for us as well. And so hopefully we'll have some more news on Wednesday, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye. Maybe.